OpenKM software. Manage digital content, simplify workloads, and yield high efficiency.
We can also add documents to one or more folders in our category structure. For this example, we're going to add Department IT and then Document Type Invoice to this particular document. In short, we can search for documents by their name, title, keywords, categories, and any notes you have put in the document, and all of the content. I also wish to highlight that for all documents with readable text, OpenKM automatically performs an OCR to be able to search for the contents of the document. Here, the system is telling us that the text extraction is still pending. This is not performed immediately, as the full text OCR can be a heavy optimization task for the system. In the administration, we go to our cron tab task, where all of our time-based automation processes are stored. The expression column is what allows us to determine how often these jobs will activate. We can also have customized OCR jobs for different tasks. For example, this is our zonal OCR. In our advanced search, we have here our content section, which allows us to search for the text inside of the document, which we read with our OCR engine. Now we're going to log back in as the Secretary of Technology to continue our workflow example. Now we'll make the decision that in this case the document requires a legal review. With a legal review request, logically the next step will be for us to log out as the current user and log back in as a legal advisor. When we log in, we will once again see our notification for our workflow task. Now for this workflow, we see that the task shows up not in the top box, but the bottom one. For a brief explanation of these two boxes, the top box is for any workflow task that is assigned to one specific user on the system. For the bottom box, if we have, for example, 2 legal users on the system, having the task show up in this box will let them know that someone else may be able to have time to take up this task before they are. If we select to take on this task, it will disappear from the bottom box and appear in the top box. Now, no other legal users on the system will have this in their bottom box or top box. We have decided to handle the task. At this point in the workflow, the legal user who has accepted this task will review the document, adding any notes, annotations, or other actions they need to do. We will take the time now to go back to the map of our workflow and see what it looks like when we're on this particular step. Looking at the workflow, we see all the steps we've passed, as well as the fact that we are currently on the optional legal review step. Once done with their tasks related to this document, the legal advisor goes back to the workflow and finishes this step. And now, to end this workflow, we need to do one final check as the manager of technology. Navigating back to the workflow area one last time, the technology manager has the ability to review anything we've done with this document, and when we accept, the workflow will be finished. I would like to note that during these processes, in the middle of a workflow, it is possible to incorporate the requirement to have the document be electronically signed or a stamp applied to it. We can also have metadata associated with our documents, either manually or automatically. Here I will use the Add Metadata button on the toolbar to assign a metadata group to this memorandum. Here we're going to set the process number to 001 and set Guido as the contract manager. We accept, and now we have the option of adding an additional metadata group to the document. For this metadata group, we get to select the type of document that this is. This metadata group is designed for documents at a hospital. Here we're going to set this as a patient record, and then we can set whether it is active or not, and then set a notification of the document's expiration. In order to control all of the documents on the system, OpenKM has the ability to manage the lifecycle of the documentation, from the very creation of the document, as we've seen, to the final purging. Using metadata to set an expiration date not only lets you use automation to send notifications or automatically delete or purge your documents, but also to use the metadata to search for documents in a specific expiration range. We will cover one last feature for this particular demonstration. For this, let us suppose that this particular document, memorandum we have selected, is particularly confidential. With OpenKM, we have the ability to encrypt documentation on the system. Once encrypted, even if the document is exported from the system, emailed, or copied to a flash drive, the document will not be able to be opened without the key. This is the end of our workflow demonstration for this demo. For more information, don't hesitate to contact us at openkm.us, Facebook, or Twitter.